Okay, great. I mean, we still have quite a few people joining, but that's okay because, oh, hi, Yesterday. Our first exercise is really an exercise which will also, people can join as they are coming through. So I'll just say, I think I'll just start now and we'll let people join as they come along. So welcome everybody to the mentorship kickoff session for AADA for our Pathways for Success program. We are so excited for this. This is our first mentorship cohort. And I wanted to first start by saying a huge thank you to, first of all the mentors for putting their hands up to mentor. I'm aware some of you, it might even be your first time mentoring. But you have put your hand up there, and we are so proud of you and also so grateful for you doing this. And then also to the mentees, thank you very much for your, taking the step to further your actuarial career. And we hope that you will learn a thing or two from this mentorship session. So I'm actually going to start with just a couple of Mentimeter questions, just so people can understand the sort of group that we're working with and also maybe understand AADA a little bit better. So let me just bring up the Mentimeter. Yeah. Okay. So you can join at menti.com. And just as soon as my computer decides, oh, there you go. You can scan the QR code here, or you can join at menti.com and use the code 18686384. So I'll just let a few people join. And the first question we just want to ask you is, where are you joining us from today? So if you can please type your city and country so we can just see where people are joining us from today. And hopefully you'll see that we have people from all over the world joining, particularly from our mentors and then from our mentee side. Of course, they're all based in Africa, but yeah, so here we go. London, Paris, Zimbabwe. We've got Chicago, USA. People don't listen, right? I said city and country, but anyway, we're getting there. We've got Harare. Oh, we've got North Carolina. I'm not sure where Boone is. We've got someone sitting in Des Moines. Oh, Lord. I went to university in Iowa, so that brings back memories. I won't tell you if they're good or bad, but I just remember Des Moines was cold. Egypt, yay. Oh, Hamilton, Bermuda, welcome. Let me see, Accra, of course, Kenya, yes. Nairobi, Kenya. I don't know if I've mentioned everybody. Oh, here we're still going. Da da da. So yeah, I mean it's really interesting to see where people are coming from. We had about 32 mentors sign up from many different countries, and actually, a fun fact, 2/3 of our mentors are actually from outside of Africa. So we're very grateful for those of you that are in the diaspora that are giving back to Africa. We've got someone from Essex. Let me see if there are any new, but oh, it seems like London, Lagos, Nairobi seem to be the big ones. Oh, Medellin. We've got someone from Medellin, Colombia. That's right. We've got 2 mentors from Colombia. Again, really excited about that. So hopefully you'll find for the mentees, you'll get to interact with people from different places. I can see some people are posting in the chat instead of on the Mentimeter. It's fine. I think just also a reminder for the Francophone people, if you want to see the captions in French, you can do so by clicking on the captions button on Zoom and requesting for captions in French. All right, I think I will move on to the next question. If I can. Here we go. All right. This is the question of the day. How do you say our name? Some people say AADA. Please select if that's how you think it's said. There's ADA. And there's also ADA. There actually is a correct answer, but we want to see what you say or what you used to. And yes, please do join the Mentimeter and select it on here rather than typing it in the chat. And you can join the Mentimeter by going to menti.com and using the code 18686384. Oh, very interesting. Okay, so there's AADA. The middle one is ADA, and the last one is ADA. Very interesting. Got 30. Let's see, we've got 56 people on this call and only 37 joined on the Mentimeter. So please join if you're not already there. Okay. All right. So there actually is a correct answer here. Forget about your pronunciation of where you know, I know probably the people that are UK English leaning are going for ADA, and people who are US leaning maybe going for ADA. Those of you going for AADA, I'm assuming that you're relating it to our East African counterpart. But the correct answer is actually ADA, the one that has the least votes. And we did that almost intentionally. You know, we're math geeks and very geeky. So you're adding but it is the more US pronunciation. So yeah. So you know, when you're amused by what we're doing and surprised by how impactful ADA is, you're like, you're just adding So anyway, ADA is the correct pronunciation. So I'll just move on quickly to the next question. Thanks for joining, people. And then this one is just so, you know, for those of you that have been interacting with us so far, we just wanted to see what sort of topics or themes you might want to see ADA cover maybe in the future. We have, you know, we've had a few fire chats. Those are avenues for which we have had some talks, but we plan to have master classes and a few other things. So if there's anything you really want us to cover, please start typing, and we're in a beginning stages, so we definitely want to have this feedback and want to figure out how we can better serve you. Okay, so we've got work-life balance, career growth, networking. So hopefully, at least from this mentorship exercise, you might learn a few things about particularly those three. Artificial intelligence, data analytics, actuaries, okay, yep. We're looking into that, both of them. Actually, we are looking into an AI course, and we definitely would want, there's a course that's already existing, and we're planning to do it more like a study group. So if there's somebody who's willing to lead it, we would definitely love to hear from you. Financial inclusion, yes. Automation, oh, they're coming in quickly. Stakeholder management, Building GLMs in R, very, very specific and technical. Okay. And also for those mentors on the call, if there are any topics that are coming up that you know you are very knowledgeable on and want to share your expertise, please do, again, get in touch with us and let us know. We're definitely going to be looking for people to teach some of these master classes. Let me just see if a few others. ERM, for sure. Pensions, yes. Business strategy, that's a very interesting one. I think we'll be touching on we're going to try and do quite a few non-actuarial things as well. Exam progression, back to basics, IFRS. Now, is that IFRS 17 or just IFRS in general? Or IFRS 17, interesting. I thought people were tired of IFRS 17, but we've got it here. Climate change. Okay, we've got quite a few on there, and we will definitely be looking into this. So again, if there are any topics on here that you as a mentor might know that you're or consider yourself an expert in or have something to share, please do get in touch with AADA, and we will try and make sure these master classes are created. Wonderful. Okay. And then last question. What speaker would you like to listen to at a future fireside chat? So for the fireside chats, we like to try and bring in somebody influential. Don't say Bill Gates, we don't know him, but hopefully somebody that works, and I know somebody's going to type in Bill Gates, so just go ahead and do it. But yeah, somebody preferably within Africa, or who has that African experience or that sort of maybe developing world experience that you think might be able to contribute to developing. MJ, the fellow actuary. Okay, I don't know who that is. Well, I'm sure we'll have Elias at one point or the other. He helps us in the background. Okay, thanks, Yeside. Thanks for monitoring the chat. Please do let us know who's written on there. Oh, Maverick, actually. Okay, yeah. Marjorie has been on one of our fireside chats she was a moderator though, but we might bring her back. Melosi Luzani has also been a moderator. FSD Africa, we will definitely have them. Frank Chan. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Can get Frank to come in. David, of course. Okay. So you guys are looking more outside the African space, which we will definitely get you. Ibrahim Traore. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. I mean, please do. I'll keep this open for a few more seconds. Again.
Yvonne, clearly there are some jokesters in here. Because some people want Dangote and Tinubu to come and address actuaries.
Yeah,
So...
I knew. In fact, I didn't even see them. Thank you for bringing them out. I knew that there were gonna be some. Nobody put Bill Gates, so I'm surprised. But okay, yeah, I didn't even see those. I don't know who VT is. I
Neither
don't
do
know.
I.
I don't know a couple of these people.
Paul Sweeting is incoming president of
Yes.
the IFOA.
IFOA, yes. So I think the presidents of the big bodies, we've recognized their names. So those I think we can definitely have on. George, yeah, I'm sure we'll get George one day. I don't know Aaron Punwani, but maybe we can look up these people and see. And then also, if you've recommended somebody and you have a connect to them, please let us know, particularly, if you're Dangote's niece or nephew and you think we can have him, let us know. We're open. Okay, all right. So I'm just gonna cut this off now. Thank you guys very much. Oh no, sorry, there's one more question. How are you feeling about starting this mentorship program? Please do let us know. One of the I'm in the next few slides, I'm going to take us through some of our recommendations and pointers. And, being honest is one of the things we'd like you to be. So definitely let us know. Okay. Very excited, seems to be winning it. Looking forward. Curious but unsure. We understand that. Nervous, I'm sure. That might be one of the mentees coming to meet their mentor, or even a mentor who's a first-time mentor. So guys, have grace. We're all learning here. Not sure what to expect. Yep, understood. Looking forward to it. Okay, so I mean, about 75% of people are looking forward to it or very excited, which excites us. And then the rest, probably a bit more not as certain, but I'm sure hopefully after the session, you'll feel a bit better about it. Okay, so I'm just gonna thank you guys. I'm going to stop this now. Right, here we are. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. I have a few slides to take you guys through, and then we are also going to break off into some meeting rooms, breakout rooms. So Carla, thank you very much for your assistance. She has already created the breakout rooms. There are so many of them, so please bear with us. If you get in there and you don't find your mentor or mentee, you can come back to the main room because there'll be something happening here as well, if you're not able to connect. So I'm just going to share presentation and we will kick off properly. Okay. It would have helped if I was at the beginning of my presentation. There you go. All right. So again, welcome guys to AADA's Pathway to Success Mentorship Kickoff session. And for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, I said a huge thank you to the mentees for putting your hands up. We recognize that you're giving your time for the good of the actuarial profession, and we do not take that lightly. So I'm just going to go through a few things. Welcome introductions, we've kind of done that. A few things about the program overview. I recognize there's been some time since you signed up and you're not sure, you probably aren't sure what you signed up for. So I'm just going to take you through that. And then we'll have about 20 minutes in the breakout rooms and then some closing reflections at the end. So this program, we intentionally designed it to be short, not very long. I know some of you might have experienced other mentorship programs that are probably about 6 months long. This one is intended to be very much a taster-like program, very much just introducing you, helping you to mingle. If you want to continue the conversations afterwards, you can. But for now, we're just keeping this nice, short and sweet. Today is the kickoff date. We're expecting it to take about 2.5 months, which will take you to the end of August. So if you, and we're also expecting probably you have about 6 to 8 meetings by then. So if you start by having your first section next week and you have a session every other week, you will get to the end of August and have 6 meetings. We've got that, and then our focus also, it's not going to be on formal training as such. It's more experience-based mentorship. So do not, please don't go to your mentor and expect them to train you on R. For AADA, we are doing our formal trainings mostly on master classes in different avenues. But for this mentorship session, it's mostly just experience-based. If your mentor is comfortable and wants to talk about a specific topic, sure, that's fine. But the expectation is not that you're going to go into a session and expect that your mentor is going to train you on a technical subject. So yeah, it's designed to be flexible and mentee-led. So please, the mentees, we're the ones that we're expecting you guys to be the ones that follow up with your mentors. Yes, mentors should also be interactive and engaging, but we want the mentees to be the ones that say, oh, when we're going to have our next meeting or follow up and things like that. So please do, mentees, please be ready for that. And then, of course, within this cohort, we have people who have some group mentees. So each mentor has up to 3 mentees. Some have 1, some have 2, some have 3. The ones that have 2 and 3, the expectation is actually for group mentorship sessions. So we're not expecting to have a single session with each mentee, but to have one group session with everybody. We think it will also help for all of you to learn together. But if you want to have maybe an additional session with each of your mentees at some point in time, we leave that up to you. But the intention was to have group sessions, and we have tried to pair the groups in such a way that we think that you will learn from each other. Okay, so the goals that we've come up with. So for mentees, we're hoping that by the end of this, you'll be able to build confidence and receive professional guidance. We're also hoping that you might be able to ask maybe some career and exam pathway related questions. And also, as part of this, you're hopefully meeting somebody new and expanding your professional network. And for mentors, we're looking forward to having you share your experience and support future leaders. We would love for you to offer honest advice and encouragement, and we're so grateful again for you to be giving back to the profession. And what I've also found as a mentor myself is that sometimes you actually learn a lot from this process. Sometimes also it's taking you back to your first few years and then things that you've forgotten, and it's just reminding you. So I hope you'll learn something as well. Okay, so roles and responsibilities. I mentioned that the mentee should take initiative and drive the relationship. So if you haven't already said hi to your mentor and you're not doing, or you don't get to meet your mentor in this session today, please do reach out. And then make sure that you schedule the meeting. So we'd like the mentee to ask about the meetings and make sure that they're scheduling them, and also to reflect on and act upon feedback. And then for mentors, again, it's about sharing real life experience and guidance. We also think it's best to ask reflective questions, and we'll be providing you with a guide after this that gives some examples of what reflective questions are, and also some additional resources. And also listen actively. And for both, please do respect time and boundaries. So for the mentees, realize that your mentor is somebody that's busy and is giving up their time. Please do be on time for your sessions. Do not skip sessions, keep them up to date. Similarly, for mentors, the mentees also probably have a busy schedule. They might be studying, they might be doing other things. Please do just make sure that you also keep to your word, and attend the sessions as required. I do want to say that we do have a varied group here. So we have people that are students still in university, all the way through actuaries that are close to fellowship. So some of our guidance has been tailored mostly to the younger cohort, or the people at the beginning of their actuarial journey. So please, so those of you that are more experienced, if you're reading our suggested questions, etc., we had in mind that you have more experience, and if you need to tailor those, you should be able to tailor them more on your own. So just bear in mind that the information that we have created, or the tips, the guidance, is mostly geared towards the younger cohort. We're expecting all our sessions to be held online. So options for online meetings, we've got Team, we've got Zoom, Google Meet, LinkedIn meetings. If your mentor has access to Teams or Zoom and can create the session for you, great, please ask them to. Similarly, if a mentee probably has that, please create the links for the meetings. If you don't have access to any of those, Google Meet is a possibility. Just keep in mind that if there are more than 2 of you in there, it's going to limit it to 60 minutes exactly and cut you off. But if it's one-to-one, Google Meet is unlimited. And then LinkedIn also has a feature where you can have meetings. So hopefully you all should have access to at least one of these options to create your meetings. Teams and Zoom is best if you have access to paid versions that are not going to cut you off. But otherwise, you do have other options. I'm also going to just touch on a few do's and don'ts. There will be a time for questions in a few minutes. So please do have your questions ready if you have any. So a few do's. Please do bring your whole self to the mentoring relationship. These work best if people are open and honest. And it does come with some level of vulnerability as well. Do come on time and be prepared for the meeting. I've mentioned this already. Do show your commitment to the other person. Everybody's busy. Everybody has commitments. Please do, if you have agreed to meet at a certain time, meet at that time. Particularly, and in fact, for both mentees and mentees, do talk about actual lived information, including the mistakes that you've made. It's always best to learn from others' mistakes and not just make from your own. I think there's a quote that talks about, learn from others' mistakes because life is too short to not make all the mistakes on your own. So it's very, very good to share them so that other people can learn from that. A few don't, so don't criticize others to illustrate a point. Oh, look, that don't is not a don't. It should be a do. You should ask reflective questions and you should listen actively. Clearly, that is not in the right place. But also don't use the entire time to complain, gossip, etc. So we do have a guide, again, as I've mentioned, and there are more do's and don'ts in that guide. And the do's and don'ts in the guide are in the right place. Okay, so suggested timelines. I've mentioned we have the kickoff call now. It would be great if you can schedule your first meeting within the next week. And then if you follow that bi-weekly meeting schedule, by the end of August, you will be able to have 6 sessions. So yeah, have your first meeting, have some mid-program conversations, and then towards the end, try to wrap up. It is good if maybe the mentees have a goal in mind of what they want to achieve during this time, so you can work towards that goal as well. And the mentees will be receiving some email newsletter-like updates that kind of give them prompts about what to talk about. Again, just remember, for those that are a bit more experienced, that it is geared towards those that are early on in their career, so you might have to just tailor that. We could also share those newsletters to the mentors so that you also know what they received and are ready to speak about maybe some of the questions that they have. So are there any questions? I might ask Yesida to help because I cannot see if there are any. Oh, okay, I've seen.
I picked up all the questions in the chat room. I think somebody was asking about WhatsApp, which I've sorted out, and the next fireside chat. I think basically our LinkedIn channel is a authentic source of all information, ADA. So do follow us on LinkedIn, and you'll be able to see what's happening at every point in time and all the events that we have. We'll always be notified via LinkedIn.
Great. Yeah. And for WhatsApp, like it's also a great idea for you guys to share your WhatsApp numbers with each other so that, if somebody's running late for a meeting or something, you can just WhatsApp the other person. But yeah, no WhatsApp group. As Yesida said, LinkedIn is the source of the truth for now. And yes, I do have a little advert for our next fireside chat, which you'll hear about. Okay. All right. So if there are no...
I have one.
Oh, okay.
Quick one. Quick one. I think you said you suggested having check-ins bi-weekly.
Yes. So every other week. Yep.
Yeah. So would you also suggest any sort of like an hour? How long would you expect? Would you sort of suggest that each call should last?
Yeah, so we, like I intentionally gave those ranges of 6 to 10 hours. I think it really depends on what you guys have available time for and what you want to do and what's working for you. So recommended is 1 hour at least. So set it for an hour, see how it goes, and then you can adjust as you need to between yourself and your mentee. I've seen a question about, will we be given our mentors' emails? So the emails have all been sent out. So if you have not received an email, please do get in touch at contact at AADA.Africa, or, tell us here now. All emails have been sent. So all mentors have your mentees' email addresses. All mentees were CC'd on those emails when we sent them to your mentors. So if you haven't received anything, check your junk mail, and also get in touch with us. Let us know if you haven't received anything. Thank you, Yeside, for sending that on the chat. Are there any other questions? I guess you can also put up your hand if you have a question. But I can't see the participants. Oh, here we go. I can see. Any other questions?
I think we have a quiet bunch of actuaries here.
Yeah, as usual. I thought maybe with the Mentimeter it would start some participation juices flowing, but it doesn't seem like it. It's all right.
I think everybody wants to be on their best behavior.
It's all right.
One more question. What other avenues are there for technical discussion? I think we haven't yet done any technical discussions per se. I think if you want to have one with your it's not don't solve the equation for me, but if you want to talk in high level details with your mentor, that's possible. If but ask if they're comfortable, if it's an area that they have experience in.
Yeah.
I think we're still at the start of AADA's journey, so look out for more activities from us.
Yeah, and we do have other things, right? So again, watch the LinkedIn page, because right now there is actually a basic pricing and reserving course going on, which some of the mentees are actually on that course. So you do have options. So please just watch out for the LinkedIn page and see when there are things that apply to you that you can sign up for, and sign up. They are very competitive though, when it's a smaller group, but do just monitor. And very, very key, pay attention to who the target audience is, because if it says it's for people early in their careers, that is who we're going to accept. If it says it's for people who are more senior, that is who we're going to accept. So don't apply if you don't fit what we're requesting, because we get lots of applications. Okay.
I'm also
Go
sorry,
ahead.
do you have time for one quick one?
Yeah.
I'm also wondering whether it'll be worth like a check-in of the whole group, maybe halfway through the program, just to see how people are getting on, and maybe we can also share some tips of what's working and what isn't on other people's groups.
Okay, sure. We can schedule a mid-session check-in. I was planning just for an end, but maybe we'll do a mid-session check-in as well. That can be arranged. Thank you.
If we have time, just a suggest.
Okay. Brume?
Brume.
Yeah, Brume.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to be sure, the email that was sent. So earlier on, before the meeting commenced, I had joined a room from one of the email that was sent. And yeah, I met with a mentor, but it's kind of different from the name on the email I got. So I wasn't sure if maybe is there a change, or maybe some just wanted to be sure.
There shouldn't be. There was only two people that got swapped around, and they know who they are. So you should be on the right one. They are yeah. I haven't double checked, but the pairings that you should see on the screen today should be the ones you get. I'm surprised. I'll be surprised if you don't have the right one, but I can double check as well for you, Brume, as soon as maybe after people go into their sessions, I'll be able to check the master list. Unless
Okay.
yesterday you can check it,
Thank
it's
you.
on the drive. Yeah. Okay. All right.
If you have any problems when you go into the rooms, just stay here or come back here and we'll sort it out, Bumi.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks. Okay, we're going to go into our breakout rooms now it was going to be 20 minutes, but we will run out of time. So 15 minutes, you'll get 15 minutes in your breakout room. So you should be getting in there with your mentor and your mentees. And take that time to introduce yourself, just talk about your background, education, your interests, why you joined the program. Please take a screenshot of this to give you your prompts. You can discuss expectations and availability and set your meeting times and decide which platform you're going to meet, etc. So just you can get, I know for some of you, if there are 3 people, it's going to be harder, but we've given you some talking points here. So we're gonna open up the breakout rooms. These are the faces. Okay, yay. If you can turn on your cameras, that would be great. So we can just see your faces. Wonderful. And who here is a mentor? Laura? Well, maybe if I can't see your face, can you put up your hand?
Hands up
virtually?
emoji will be helpful, maybe?
Yeah,
Or
or raise your hand.
raise your hands, as the case may be.
I have the list. I know who you guys are. I'm just trying to make it easy. I don't know why people are hiding. People are hiding. People
I'm
are
trying to
hiding.
raise my hand, but I can't.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it looks like, who
You
was
can
that?
raise a virtual hand, at least. React. It's on Zoom. It's called React. With the lopsided heart thing, and you can click on that and you can raise a hand. Yay!
Okay,
There we
there we
go.
go. Tendai, thank you. Wonderful. So we've got Tendai and Laura. Are there any other mentors? Oh, Nee, I know is a mentor, hiding, because you didn't get to see his mentees. Anyone else? I'm checking my list. Oh, and Andres, I know is a mentor. Is he still here? Yes. Okay. So for the mentors, I'm going to ask you a quick question that hopefully you can share. What's one thing you wish someone had told you early on about your actuarial studies or work?
For the mentors.
For the mentors, yeah, just so that the mentees can learn from it.
Put it in the chat. Everybody can type, hopefully.
Carla, we still have some requests for room assignments if it's still possible. I don't know. To start exams early. That was Tendai. You guys you can speak up.
Yeah.
Tendai, maybe can you explain to start exams early a bit more?
All right, thanks. Well, basically, I'd say this. It's much easier to start on, say, an exam like Exam P or FM if you've just done the course in uni. And like when you have to revisit the material, maybe 4 years when you're done. So I'd say that I started, say, in my final year. That's when I started my first exams. So I'd say if I had the chance to start, say, in my first year, second year, when I started doing this material, I would have started then.
Okay. Thank you. Laura?
I'm sorry, I'm in a bit of a lousy room because I couldn't find like a free office in my space. But yeah, so what I talk about resilience. Yesterday, probably laughing at the background, but yeah, it's just the exams can be challenging, and you just need to know the why you're doing it, and what you're hoping to achieve from it, so much so that you can build a lot of resilience along the way when the exams don't go as well as you imagined. And but yeah, I guess it's worth it to just build resilience along the line. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Mulenga, I can see your face. I don't know if you were here at the beginning. So some mentors and mentees have gone into breakout rooms. And for those that didn't manage to pair up, we're here just having a discussion while the other ones wrap up. And the question I've asked people is, what's one thing you wish someone had told you earlier about actuarial studies or work?
Okay, hi everyone. Nice to meet everyone. Yeah, so I was actually joined. I was speaking to the mentors earlier.
Oh, okay.
What's one thing I would also say? Resilience. I think early on I failed one exam. That was the first time I ever failed an exam in my life, right? So it's a humbling experience. So you go in overconfident, believing that even if you don't study, you're going to bang through the exams because you always did it before. And then, yeah, the exams come and sort of knock you off your feet. And yeah, getting up and actually going at it again takes quite a bit, especially if you're experiencing something so late on in your age. So that's the one for me.
Okay, thank you. Andres?
Yeah. Well, I think actuarial science is more like when you study this part is more focused on the technical skills you will need to develop, like data analytics and all those probabilities and all that stuff. But at the end, when you start working in a company, don't forget the importance of communication. The important is very often, from my experience in working with actually from the USA, Canada, and Latin America, it's hard to work with actuaries that have many strong technical skills that doesn't know how to communicate with people. Don't forget about that part. Is essential and very important in big companies, to understand how to communicate with technical audience, but with non-technical audience also. It's important to be clear and to don't use so many confusing terms with all these people. So, I mean, I love the technical part of my job, but it's also important for rising actuaries to understand that communication is also very important.
Great, thank you. Yes, communication skills is usually the pitfall for most actuaries. We'll try one more. Nee, you've been hiding. Are you still there? What's the one thing you wish someone had told you earlier about actuarial studies or work? Okay, we have some people coming back as well. Okay, exciting. Okay, we're closing the breakout rooms now. We'll let people come back. But maybe while we're letting people come back, you're very lucky, Nee, that you didn't get to speak. I think for me, there was something that somebody told me. There was something somebody told me very early on in my career, which has stuck with me. And it was actually my manager, my immediate manager. And that the fact that he said this is actually very I don't know, it's almost counterproductive, but it tells you that he knew where the emphasis should be. So he said to me one day, I was like, very early on in my career, he was like, Yvonne, nobody will remember that you stayed late to complete that project, but everybody will remember that you passed that exam. So that's what he told me. And, I stuck with it. And I guess for your manager to be saying that, it's his best interest that I'm staying late for the project, but he knows that it's even better for me to be finishing my exams because it's much easier to finish them early on, regardless of what you think. It's much easier to finish them early on before you get too much responsibility. So anyway, I'm really appreciative of that, that he said that to me, and it stuck with me. And it's one of the things I tell everybody whenever I can. Okay, so we're just going to wrap up quickly. So back to my presentation.
Yvonne,
Just to,
just a
sorry.
second. The breakout rooms are still open.
Oh, okay. I thought they were
So
closed.
I'll close them. Oh, they're closed. Somebody closed them. Sorry about that.
Okay. All right. Great. So welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a good chat with your people. For those that managed to connect, and for those that didn't, don't worry. You should already have your contacts. You should get in touch. So just a few next steps and reminders. So just remember, this is your mentorship journey. So please own it, particularly the mentees. We're expecting you to be proactive. If your mentor is not getting in touch, we give you permission to bug them. And then if you're still having problems, please do get in touch with the AADA team at the contact at AADA.Africa and we'll try and assist. So your mentor is your guide, not your tutor. Again, particularly because this is a shorter time frame, we're not expecting it to be so technical, but if your mentor's comfortable to go through technical items, that is fine. Build the relationship intentionally. So hopefully those that manage to speak, you've agreed on how and when you'll meet. And for the mentees particularly, come prepared with some thoughtful questions. Do respect time and boundaries, be punctual, be prepared and responsive. And just remember that we're all busy people, so everybody's time is important. And do stay connected to the AADA community. So we've got a fireside chat that's going to happen during this mentorship session. So that might be a good thing for you to attend with your mentee and maybe have a discussion afterwards. I'll tell you about the date of that just now. And again, if you're still having trouble connecting with your matches, please do get in touch and let us know. And if you haven't received an email, this is really important. Let us know as soon as possible because they've all been sent. Okay, so just for the upcoming fireside chat, it's actually going to be in Francais. We're so excited. So we have the CEO of AXA Côte d'Ivoire, Tay Lawson, who's going to be speaking, and we have the CRO of Continental Re, Cedric Maxwell. He'll be interviewing him. So the topic is in French, but the English translation is Beyond the Numbers, the Art of Being an Impactful Actuary. And when we spoke to Tay, he was very, very passionate about how actuaries should be making an impact where they are. So I think it's going to be a very, very exciting talk. The tagline is that an actuary can be strategic, communicative, which is something we talked about, and influential. So please join and come find out how. So it's on Wednesday, the 9th of July at 2 p.m. Abidjan time. That's where it's based, which is GMT, which is 3 p.m. Lagos, 4 p.m. CAT. You can extrapolate the rest. It's online. Registration hasn't opened yet, but it's going to open anytime soon. I'm knocking on wood. So monitor the LinkedIn page and we'll post it on there. And then, yeah, are there any other questions just before we wrap up? I do understand if some of you had to leave. So thank you very much for those that have stayed as much as they could. Any other questions? No. Okay. If that's the case, I will say a very big thank you to everybody. This has been an exciting session. I hope those of you that managed to match with your people, it's worthwhile and you're ready. For those of you that haven't, hopefully you'll get a chance to. And also, please look out for the guide. We're going to send that to you soon after this, as well as for the mentees. You'll be getting your emails every 2 weeks. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. And thanks again to the mentors. And we'll talk to you soon. Have a good day. Bye.